And I also happen to know that Caney, which is where these parcels are located, are very close to Lake DeGray, with tons of recreation and a lot of growth going on out there. So my dad and I decided to go out and take a look at the properties, thinking, well, maybe it looks as run down out there as it does here. Our roads are horrible. Exposed culverts that have been crushed by the grader. My dad's culvert won't even drain now because it's completely full of dirt. They haven't deepened the ditches in years, and they do little or no maintenance on the roads out there. We drive out on good roads. I find that one of the properties is actually sitting on a highway. The furthest property away from a paved road was 3/10 of a mile. We have 1.7 miles to drive to get to a paved road from where we're at. It's relatively flat, slightly sloped. The roads are well kept. There's no trash. There's no bad roads. There's no clogged ditches or culverts. It's really pretty out there. And more importantly, it's 7 miles from Lake DeGray. We talked to a bunch of people out there that live there. We stopped and chit-chatted with some of the local people, asked them about things like police response. Well, in Hot Springs County, we went by the dispatcher's office, and we found out that that county, not having a lot of money, has basically one sheriff for the east side and one sheriff for the west side. Sheriffs come out to Brown Springs when you call them. Apparently, the Bismarck-Caney area has one pretty much on duty all the time. This makes good sense because Lake DeGray is out there. They get a huge revenue from that area because you have tourism. You have people paying more for property so that they can be seasonally out there or retire out by the lake. So my argument when I went before the board was a simple one, which they actually print on the back of the little notice they send you as one of your reasons for appraisal. The appraised value of property, if it greatly exceeds what willing, knowledgeable, and an unforced buyer will pay for under similarly properties, selling price for similar properties indicate whether the appraised value of a property is excessive or not. When I called and made the appointment to go before the evaluation board, I was told that that area is booming, and you guys live in a really good school system, and no one's selling their property out in Brown Springs because of the good school system. Well, no one's selling out there because, one, those people that have built out there can't sell that land and replace it with a land and a house somewhere else because of the cost of somewhere else. And that's probably the leading reason, that and also an emotional attachment to that property. Do we value our school system? Yes, we do. But we're not having an influx of people coming out there begging us to buy. The roads are bad. You're far away from everything. And to give you an example of the comparison on that, I listed 16 places that people would commonly go in order to do their daily business. Things like banks, I-30 access, the hospitals, so on and so forth. And I compared them on a chart with our driving distance. And it was pretty impressive. If you take these 16 that